The soul is a very difficult thing to explain. In fact, the scholars have differed so much on what its reality is. And the Quran and Sunnah has not explained to us much about it except what we need to know, because it's beyond our ability to comprehend. But I will tell you and share with you what we have from the Quran and Sunnah. Allah says in the Quran, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. And they ask you, O Muhammad, about the soul. Say, the soul is of the affair, the command, the order, amr, of my Lord. And mankind have not been given of knowledge except a little. What is the nature of this soul? Only Allah knows. But what we immediately realize from this verse, and now every single other verse, almost everyone, whenever the ruh is mentioned, the soul, and Allah mentions the word order, command, affair of your Lord. An order of Allah, a command of Allah. Therefore, brothers and sisters, it is an order which has its laws in it that belongs to Allah. Nothing and no one controls or has any control over it except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The definition of the soul according to the Quran and Sunnah and the sum definition of all the scholars, even though they differed a little bit, they said, it is a divine spiritual entity. Entity meaning a distinct and independent existence, created by Allah and guided by His divine order, placed into the human and the jinn. It gives life to the body and serves as the essence of a person's true identity. When you learn about the soul is in contact with every part of your body, your mind, your heart, your conscious, your subconscious, and your being. So the life that we are talking about is the life which Allah says before, in the ayah which I recited before, whoever does righteous deeds and lives a life in the guidance of Allah, we shall give them a good life here and in the hereafter. Meaning the closer you are to the way the characteristic of the soul is, the more happiness you will feel, serenity and peace. What is the soul? The soul, it has its own laws which connects perfectly with our mind, body, conscience and conscious self. It has nothing and none who control it over in any way except Allah. It is unchangeable. It is the same in every human being, Muslim and non-Muslim. Everyone has the soul in its absolute nature that it was created. It doesn't change. It is eternal. It doesn't die. It ascends to Allah and descends. It leaves your body partially when you go to sleep, and it leaves your body completely for a temporary time when you die. Allah has called it His own, meaning He has honored it and made it a gift and specialty from Him to us. It is pure. It is good. It's pure. It is good. Even in the evil person. The person who does all the atrocities of earth has a soul which is pure and good, but not the way you think. Nothing can tarnish this soul. It is what gives life, but not necessarily the movements of the mechanical body. It's a soul which knows the truth. So when a person dies, they know that they're dead. They know the afterlife. They see the unseen, which Allah has hidden from us. The soul knows the truth more than you and I. Allah says in the Quran that when death comes to the person in Surah Qaf, He said, لَقَدْ كُنْتَ فِي غَفْلَةٍ مِّنْ هَذَا فَكَشَفْنَا عَنْكَ غِطَاءَكَ فَبَصَرُكَ الْيَوْمَ حَدِيدٌ. Before this, meaning before your death, Allah is as if He's speaking to the person when they die. When the soul comes out, Allah says, tells the angels to say, and Allah says to the soul, in this ayah He says, you, before this, when you were alive, you were unaware. You were heedless.